Yo people, what's happening? It's OMG Education Positive Podcast. Thank you all for joining us today. And today we have Mr.
H Breezy. Okay, I go by the name of H, aka H Boss, aka so many AKAs. Government, Harold Lisk, for those, I do a lot of work in the community. Entrepreneur, innovator, gang master, energy ambassador, 2 times half-time joking. But yeah, we're going to get into all the different types of things that we do, but we've done a lot of stuff here at OMG with yourself, from dancing background to music to media to entrepreneurship and everything sort of in between.
Right, well, thank you for joining us and stuff as well.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, like I said, we're just going to have a nice
catch up.
Yeah, we waited to catch up for a long time, haven't we?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Alright, cool. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about, let's take it back, let's rewind back a little bit, back to school.
School day.
Yeah, let's go back to school then, bro.
We're going back to the beginning.
Yeah, man, what was school like?
Well, it all started in 19, I'm joking. You know what it is? In school, school life was pretty good. I'm one of those people who, I've got good things to say about school, you know. My school life was very, very interesting because...
Not like mine though.
No, not like it. Joel's school life was a mad thing still. But my one was, it had its peaks and its troughs. Yeah. I was one of those people who, how's the best place to put it? I had a lot of energy as a youngster. So sometimes I could be mischievous. I wouldn't say I was a bad kid, but I was at times, as young men, you go through your peaks and your troughs, your ups and your downs. But school was pretty good. Primary school, I went to a school in Northwest London, Princess Frederica. That was a good school. There throughout the whole time. And then secondary school, I went to Queen's Park Community School.
Okay.
That school, as I said, I'm not somebody who has too much negative stuff.
Hold on, you're originally from the Queen's Park area then?
Yeah. Originally born and raised in Northwest Brent. Then went to Africa and then came back a little bit, but then yeah.
Okay, alright. So, would you say you left school with the expectation or the expected grades or what your parents are expecting from you?
I would say so, yeah. Originally, I come from an African background, so my mom don't play. My dad's ex-military. My mom's a Liberian. So there was always an emphasis on education. You must read your book. No matter what you're going to do. I want to do music. I want to do media. You must have your book, your foundation, your plan. Traditional, not even just Africans, but just people.
Well, it's the same as my house.
I was going to say,
Asian house is the same.
You know how it goes. They want you to be a certain... I'm going to say they want you... I'm not going to say a certain way. It's almost like they want you to be a certain person.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that when we talk more about OMG and the positive, like how we impact young people and how it's important to kind of be your own person. Because I rebelled a bit from that, and that led me down to that.
So when you're talking about rebellion, so your parents' expectation, was it for you to be an entertainer?
No, definitely not.
So what were the expectations like?
Like my dad and my mum are 2 very different personalities.
Yeah.
My dad was very much for, let's see where this goes. My mum was very much for the educational route. So she really wanted me to be something more along those lines. Now it's a completely different story. Yeah. Because when things work and it goes that can influence people's attitudes in those ways. But originally, that wasn't the case.
No,
that was not the case.
It was good.
And battles at home, trust me, it wasn't working.
Or what, around, no, Mum, I want to do this. And it's like, no, you got to go to college, university, you got to do this.
But, do you know what it is? You got to remember, our generation is slightly different. We grew up in the time where when I was younger, the first computer came out when I was like 13 years old. So, and there was no really internet, social media like that. So there was no vision of how things can look. Like these days, a young person may go on social media, and it works good and bad. Like they get influenced in terms of all the negative stuff and things that they don't have that they want, and then I need to get that. But how it can work positively in terms of showing you an examples or blueprints of how things can act. But there wasn't none of that. We didn't have how you're gonna make your creative be a creator or influencer or whatever it is online or whatever it is in the creative industry. There was no sort of vision that we can say, this is what it looks like or this is how to do this. So with that, I don't think my mum could see my vision at the time, so she didn't understand it. So people who don't, when they don't understand things, it's hard for them to accept it.
Well, that's just like me telling my mum that I want to be a jungle MC.
Yeah, she probably thinking, what's jungle? What's an MC? And where's the qualification paper on it?
It's like, you want to be a jungle MC or you want to be like a garage MC?
Yeah.
What the hell? What is that?
Literally that. If I tell my mum, like, I didn't even really. What I do now is I almost fall under like creative consultancy, or even I call myself the energy ambassador, bro.
So what led you, or what inspired you to kind of go down the creative road?
I think definitely upbringing.
Yeah.
My mum and my dad, they used to throw like gatherings or parties every month, like big parties, 100, 200 people, with family, friends, drinks, and my dad always used to get me to dance for the crowd, and to entertain them. My dad was the promoter along with my mum. My uncle, one of my uncles was the DJ. One of my other uncles was like the MC, the mic man. So it just having those examples every day, all the time. We always used to have. It was very sociable. My parents in terms of throwing events, so I think that led me down to be an entertainer, creative. I love dancing. My dad had a Michael Jackson vinyl that I found, and then it was curtains from there.
Okay. So, right, let's talk a little bit about your dancing journey then. Because was the dancing before the music, or was the music before the dancing?
Dancing is my first love. I always tell people I moonwalked out my mom's room though, friend. Trust me, dancing is, and it's been such a journey with dancing because I come from ends. Like, I grew up in ends, northwest Kensal Green, and like typical ends. You know what I mean? You've got gangs or whatever it is, and MC DJing.
So would you say like the dance pulled you away from Northwest London's culture, the gang culture, the peer pressure, and saved you? Would you say the dance saved you from?
I would say so. I would say it played a major factor in terms of keeping me in a certain direction, because I was surrounded by very prominent people, like big gangsters and all of those kind. I say gangsters just so it's blanket terminology for people to understand. But olders and everybody who's doing all sorts of like things that you can read in the newspapers still to this day. Like, oh, this was all happening around those times. So I grew up with those people. I just got friends. We went to school together, and it's very easy to be waylaid or get driven down a certain path when you see somebody in a certain line. Yeah, so as I said, you got to remember, growing up, I had military style from my dad. So 6 years old, before breakfast, we used to stand like this, me and my sisters, 20 minutes, and we had like family jogs. Imagine that, family jogs. But boxing, karate, gymnastics. So growing up, the first fight I remember getting into, you remember Aki matches? Like,
Not in the school?
Yeah,
when you're forcing people around.
Yeah. So the first one was the Aggie match, and it was they just want to have an Aggie match, and I remember swinging the guy around, picking. I'm not gonna say his name, but still cool. You know, we still see all of the random in the ends from time to time, but dashing them and ripped up his shirt, and everybody went. What? And I was smaller than him as well. I must have been like 11, something like that. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, you know, everybody gaps his head, oh.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he was kind of annoyed after that. I didn't remember. He said, "Oh, you ripped my shirt, bro. You got to buy me another shirt."
Yeah.
I was playing it cool,
Yeah.
but after a time, I think when people resonate with authenticity, because I never tried to be that the biggest bad man in the end or nothing. I just want to be myself. If you start with me, like I said, I'm not a victim, but I'm not gonna go and start with trouble or nothing like that. But I always defend myself. I'll never be taken for like no idiot, nothing like that. So I think that's what it was. And after a while,
so you earn your respect.
Yeah, you earn your respect through just being myself.
Yeah, being yourself, and I think that's what everyone kind of takes you for. And say, "Oh, he's real, he's genuine, exactly. He's not being fake or whatever." Right. So what kind of led you down the road of like, okay, you went down dance career. Yeah. So where did it lead?
The dancing, from a young age, it took off mad stuff. And at the beginning, nobody really rated it because it was an uncommon thing to do. A young black guy from N dancing, and I liked to do that street dance and stuff. What?
Right. So dancing led you down more of a, would you say, career-minded kind of journey.
Yeah.
Where you felt self-satisfaction.
Yeah. I would definitely. You know, it ticked so many boxes because, one, it gave me some direction. Two, it allowed me to express my creativity in a constructive way. Three, it gave me some responsibility because we made a group, like me, another boy from the ends, Antoine, and another Anthony. There was three of us. And that group extended out to be maybe like 15, 20 members after a short while. But just having that leadership and thinking of things.
Did you ever do a jump off?
No, some of our older friends, like Flawless and
a bit younger.
Yeah, I was a bit younger.
I remember jump off. I remember jump off.
Was the one.
I remember jump off.
To bring that back or something like that. That was the one.
So, what would you say was the peak of your dance career?
Oh, the peak.
Yeah.
I'm still dancing now, you know. It never stopped.
Yeah.
But the peak that I've done some amazing stuff. I've traveled the world dancing. We got to dance with Marcus Houston, Lloyd. We done the Apple Bottoms when Nikki and Tiger came over for O2. I've danced in every major venue from O2, Royal Albert, Wembley. As I said, I've earned good money off dancing. That's when the attitude started to change in my mind. So
it's more serious then?
Yeah.
Because you're seeing the paychecks now.
Yeah, okay.
But how long did it take you to grind at it for you to even see a paycheck?
Years, bro. Years. Like, you know when they say you got 10,000 hours before you... There was times when we were doing stuff for free. Or when we was getting paid, it was like free man, £40, split that between the three of us. At 10 at each, £10 maybe for food or for travel or whatever. And that was the pattern. So that time where he was losing money. But if you believe in something, then you gotta invest.
Okay. So when did the music come in then?
The music came in at such a later stage. And it's funny because growing up, even my mum's like, she's a red lady, a wonderful lady, lovely one. But when we was younger, she used to be like, she pushed us to do so many different things, like gymnastics, dance, every type of thing. But then she wanted us to focus on books and stuff. And she was like, you should learn to sing, or you should learn to do music. I was like, yeah.
So right at the beginning, it was like didn't want you to be.
I know.
And then all of a sudden, it's just it's like learn some music.
The maddest thing is, my granddad was a famous musician in Africa as well. So it was like, but then he converted straight to religion. He's Islamic, so he was
chucked it away.
Yeah, he quit it and just focused on
his
I used to call him Mr. White. Yeah.
went on
Mr.
Indeed.
Literally, that's how.
Okay.
That's how. He got
Okay, cool. Right, so obviously we know about like obviously dancing and music. You know, you even got yourself through university to do media and stuff as well. You know, so I bet your mum and dad must have been happy then. Yes, I'm in uni.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I've been to uni twice. So the first one I went to do media, and then the second one business studies.
Okay. Right, so that's probably helped you in your entrepreneurial journey and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So where did like supporting the youth come into? Because I know that you do a lot of stuff for the community, you do a lot of stuff for the kids and stuff as well. So how did that like you're a dancer, then you had all of a sudden music, and now all of a sudden you're doing.
Yeah. Do you know what it was? Because our upbringing things were tough. There were times when we experienced some hardships, but lack we didn't have. And then growing up in the area that I grew up with and seeing some of the examples that I could have gone down, I had some really, really good role models and some other good examples. Even one of the older that I still refer to him whenever I see him, Mel Dog. Shout out to Mel's. He was somebody he was older in the ends, and he done whatever he was doing in the ends, but he always made sure that I was good. So he always made sure that H is good, and tried to direct man in the right sort of way, and not allow me or encourage me to go too far down the wrong path. So I always give him his props and respect for that. But I think having good role models plays a big part.
So did you feel that was something that you wanted to do now, be a role model?
Yeah, because the points of, I was like, okay, if it can impact me this much, then surely this same process is going to impact other people. I met John Downey from Saba, was working in UK, signed, was working for Saba, delivering programs, and then that opportunity created another opportunity with Rhodes Bank. So I co-created a program called Money for Life, and then delivering that up and down the country.
But that's when we met.
They said we led us to OMG. I still remember that day. He said I was going to come and deliver a class. So this is the story of how I got into OMG. So I was teaching money management classes. Jamal hit me up and started to come deliver one at the school. At the time it was in Redbox.
Bold.
One classroom or two classrooms, I think it was. Small. Not like how the empire is growing now. So we done one class. The vibe was good. It was really, really good. We got on really, really well. And then just like, looking for a music tutor?
Yeah, music tutor. Because you weren't supposed to be doing no music. You were supposed to be teaching some money project or whatever. And then you jumped in the studio and you jumped in on the computer helping the kid. And I was like, huh? Yeah. You know how to use this shit? He's like, yeah, man. I was like, huh? Alright, you want a job?
Yeah. It literally like that. Literally. So I'm looking for a music teacher, and at that time, I wasn't doing too much. I was just delivering those workshops. So and when you go to an environment, and some advice to people watching, man, your gut will tell you when you're in a place that you should be. And when the first time I came down to OMG, it felt right. And I was just like, yeah, this is cool, man. I remember coming in my suit and that as well. And then seeing you guys just regular people, if that makes sense. Not trying to be pretentious, not trying to be above anybody in no type of way. Like, just platform for young people where you can come and be yourself. And I was like, well, that's exactly the energy. That's within me, if that makes sense. So I fell in love straight away, if that makes sense.
And then that's why I asked is where did the youth side come in? So obviously being an entertainer, you're always on the road, you're always traveling, you're always busy. Like I'm guessing your diet had to be very strict.
Definitely.
Your timings had to be very strict.
100%.
And how do you fit all of that in whilst you're doing a career journey as being an entertainer. Do you know what I mean? And then also have the time for the community, for the kids. Do you know what I mean?
It comes with sacrifice, but anything that you want, if you want to be successful, you have to choose a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, to be extremely disciplined, I had to sacrifice a lot of enjoyment things. So like in terms of going out and just chilling, wherever it is, or whatever, I had to, rather than doing that, I've got to put my time into doing this, and you got to give a lot of yourself as well. But especially when you're working with young people and you're working with people in general and you're trying to help them, a lot of the time they'll put their problems or their issues or whatever it is onto you, and you have to find a solution or just be a helping ear. So it's not easy to manage everything. It does come with a lot of sacrifice, so that's what it is. You got to be knowing what you're willing to sacrifice if you want to get to be successful.
So where did the entrepreneurship come in then? Just like, because now you've gone from a dancer to musician to entertain, being a whole round entertainer to be helping the youth, and now the entrepreneurial is setting up your own business and you know, just talk about your perfume, like.
So that came through a few different sides. So I've had, as I said, I've had some good role models. I had John Downey, who was one of my first role models. He helped me open up my first business. Stuart Biggs, and then surprisingly, I'm gonna say Jamal Meir as well. No, honestly, I think in terms of me hitting it's like coming to OMG allowed me to learn a lot. Hence why for an organisation AFD that I have now, Awards for National Development, but that came from learning a lot of stuff from yourself. We do things in in terms of what we offer and things. I think it's different, but the
opportunity.
Yeah, like in terms of how I saw you take something and build it, still within that space of giving back to the community, of helping as many young people. So I was like, okay, where am I? I'm in a completely different side of London. We can do something similar. It gave me the confidence, if that makes sense. I learned how to do business acumen in certain ways. I learned more about the industry in certain ways. So yeah, that's what really got me into how I am now, if that makes sense. OMG really shaped me. That's why I'm always coming back. They can't get rid of me, man. They can't get rid of me. But,
so then, obviously, then you've kind of also nurtured out into your own fragrance and stuff as well now,
So yeah, we've been able to do some amazing things. So one of the tracksuits that you see here, shout out to NA Menswear. We do a lot of work with them. Couple of stores in Westfield. So fashion and shoes as well, of course.
So from entertainment to fashion.
To fashion, do you know what it is? I'm about creating and being innovative. As you said, we've got perfume, Lisk, Karama fragrances. We've got a couple of stores in Westfield, one in White City, one in Stratford. Shout out to the Karama team. My brother. My brother's logged in. So shout out to Ebos. Don't know the dog.
He's online.
Yeah, he's online. Dr. Abu.
Dr. Abu.
Dr. Abu. But yeah, so we've been able to branch out wide. So me and my brother, we go into business together. And Lisk is the name of the overall brand. And with that, it's from the stuff that he does online. He's a big content creator, millions of followers. The stuff that I do with the philanthropy work and F&D, the perfume stuff, the fashion stuff, the media stuff. We've got a production company that we're doing, so we do like live events.
So is there anything you don't do?
I ain't learned to play the violin yet. I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Right, okay. So, I remember, you sent me a text, and you said, launch of my new thingy and whatever. And I was just thinking, what the hell? What's this guy talking about? Like, fragrance? When they get into fragrance? And I thought it was like, whatever. And then he used to come around and let me smell something. I was like, what? I'm not really a fragrance person, you know what I'm saying? So, And then it was just like, okay, let's go and check it out. Come on, boys, let's go. We went to check it out. And you pulled off a really, really good launch.
No,
so red carpet and, all of that, and your brother's there as well. Yeah. And I just had to shut it down.
Yeah. Jamal, big boss. Listen, I'm next boss. Jamal, big boss. Listen. Perfumes for the whole team. I said, gee. Nah, but respect that. No, that was you always support. That's the thing.
Nah, because I was there and I'm thinking, like, where's people what's people doing? I'm here to support my guy. Get me?
Definitely.
So I just thought, you know what? Let me just buy a whole load of
bunch of them, like for half a shop.
But then again, it was more of a thing. What I was proud to see you succeed.
Yeah.
In a completely different genre, completely different industry. Do you know what I'm saying? Out of your norm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So to me, that showed like more leadership, more entrepreneurship, and thinking outside of the box.
Definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And I think that I appreciate.
And I was happy to support. I was like, right, you know what? My guy's done it. My guy's done it. Let me just show my love. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate that. And to be honest with you, and to just keep it 100, a lot of those qualities that you just mentioned, I learned whilst I was in OMG. So for those who don't know, from the music teaching, became, and I was just a part-time teacher, then full-time teacher, and then we moved buildings, and then we worked our way up to become one of the directors, and that journey really allowed me to develop those skills in terms of leadership. Like, Jamal's one of the sickest businessmen I know, bro. No, honestly, I'm speaking that, looking into the camera whilst I'm saying that, that's what I mean. Because, and people who know you, they know this as well. Like, they know this.
I try.
No, you do.
I try. But
you do more than
I'm more like trying to keep my composure and not be big-headed.
Yeah, but in terms of business-wise and being an innovator, you're somebody who's extremely highly skilled at them. Those are things, you know me, I sit and I watch and I'm never too big or whatever to say, how do you do that or whatever. So I'll sit and I'll watch and I'll absorb. And for the years that I was here, I watched you create. You went from a
shipping container.
Yeah, shipping container, doing, you know what I mean? I don't know if I can say numbers and stuff like that. When I came into the business, it was like 40, 50,000 turnover, and then, bro, it went into the hundreds and hundreds of thousands.
1.5 million.
Yeah, but over, I was gonna say, into the
1.5 million.
Into the million. You know what I mean? Movements there, big step up.
Yeah.
So to be part of that journey, brother, you can. Only a stupid person wouldn't learn from that. You know what I mean? Only a stupid person wouldn't grow from that. And it was a great. Like, I loved every minute.
So throughout your time working, entertaining, working, learning, could you just turn around and say, you know what? Your time has been much appreciated by a certain individual or like a young person or something that you can say, right, you know what, I've seen. And I'm proud I've done it.
Yeah, 100 million percentage. 100 million %. That's what keeps me going, to be honest with you. If that element of things wasn't in this space, I think a lot of people, yourself, the Lolas, the Seans, the anybody who works within the space will know that is the benefit of working in the space, when you feel that I've helped somebody or progressed somebody. But we done we had people that graduated from OMG that came back to work with us, that still do work with us now, and that they've been able to build careers off it. One girl called me, and she called me and she thanked me. She said, "Oh, thank you for making me dance.
Yeah.
I was just going to do English, but now I'm dancing." And now she's a big choreographer. She's just got a 5-star review in West End. another one.
It's a good feeling when you get
it.
I get paid like, sit down on TikTok.
Yeah.
That young people are finding me.
100%.
And then they're sending me messages, oh yeah, thanks, and whatever, what do you mean?
See people doing well. It's like their careers are doing well and they're employing people, they're doing, and you're like, bro. Like you sit down and you're like, bro, that's what legacy is really. Yeah. When you can impact somebody in that way.
True. Yeah. But then we've had our kind of more career path or whatever, but what about our crazy times?
Crazy times. Oh, snap! What? Or our OMG?
No.
I'm gonna say. Staff. Obviously, staff out in.
Okay, I'm talking about. What about the time we went to Sheffield?
Sheffield was lit, man.
We went to Sheffield. What was it? Fire in the Park.
Charlie stuff. Everybody was like, listen, everybody was there. Everybody in the music scene, I remember backstage smoking up. There's gigs, there's grief things, everybody's like literally just walking around, and Jamal just what we saying, we just casually just cool.
Yeah, but then you remember that long journey up there and
then stay bro. Listen, there's so many times. Yeah, we got so many.
But what we're trying to say is, even though you have a goal, you have a career. There's times you've got to relax and you've got to let your hair down. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to, there's times that you just got to let yourself loose. Definitely. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck in this bubble. Yeah. And when you're stuck in this bubble, you get miserable. People won't like you and stuff like that.
Definitely.
And, things like us going out to Sheffield and, going to these places and doing things, it kind of lets your hair down a little 100%. Bit. You know what I mean?
Jamal's throwing the best birthday parties in the world.
Oh shit! Yeah, that one.
Someone once told me to love what you do, and if you love what you do and you do it well, eventually the money will come.
Yeah.
I always lived my philosophy in that way. I'm gonna love what I do, and if I do it well and I do it consistently, eventually the money will come. Because listen, there's a job for everybody in this world, and if you can think it, then you can create it.
Okay.
So yeah, you gotta have that balance. Yeah. Enjoy your work, otherwise it's not worth it. It doesn't become worth it.
Alright, cool.
But have fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know me already, I like to have fun.
Yeah. That's why we matched well.
When I'm trying to have fun, I'm out there. But,
I was going to say, and yourself as well, what's it been like, what was the journey like for you? Because obviously I've got my own perspective in terms of coming into the company but it grew from, as I said, from one room in a shipping container to 3-4 story building, multiple building business. What's that been like for you?
Oh, it's been hard. It's not been easy.
Yeah.
It's not been easy. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you how I know it hasn't been easy. 5 years ago, I had no grey hairs. I'm the real people. I literally had no grey hairs. If I say this, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie.
I got a couple
people, I'm telling you straight away, before I started OMG, I had no grey hair. Yeah? But I have a lot of grey hairs now. Yeah? And that's because of the stress. Yeah, financial stress.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, remember when we was in the red box?
Yeah.
I was paying everyone salaries.
Yeah.
And then I was going to do Ubering.
Yeah.
So I was Deliveroo and Ubering, jumping in my car.
Yeah.
And then I switch on my Uber app.
Yeah.
And then I'm going picking up people's food.
Yeah.
And I'm dropping people's food to them in the evenings. So that was the grind. You know, that was the grind.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I had to think about people like yourself and everyone else. I had to think about your salaries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, right, how am I going to pay for my salaries?
Yeah. And
OMG's not making money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm the one that's going out grinding, making money until 8, 9, 11, 12, whatever hours in the evening. just so I can pay my own salaries and pay my own bills.
Needs a must, then.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you, sorry, just on that point, do you think, like, you know, when people say, "Oh, I want to be successful, I want to do this," do you think they? I know that they might want to, but do you feel like they really want to? But say, for instance, in that instance, certain times I'm not really eating or I'm not really paying myself nothing. And then whilst everybody else is gone, I'm going to try and bang out all the work and then I'm going to jump on my bike and bust it. Like, you got to strip ego out of that completely.
Definitely.
You got to humble yourself, bro. And you got to be willing to, like, be...
But when I was young, yeah, I wanted everything now.
Yeah.
And my mum said to me, you get it the time when the time is right.
Facts. Yeah,
that's true. And I've always had that in my mind. Yeah. And fair enough, I was stubborn at the age of 18, 19, I wanted it now, and I want to go it. Yeah, but now I learned and I remember that saying, when the time is right, you have it. It's like I was grinding at OMG for so long, making sure that everyone else and the bills were paid except mine. You know what I'm saying? I sacrificed myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying behind.
What gave you the belief? Because it takes serious commitment, and a lot of the time people just give up. It's like, you know, why am I going to put myself in this much debt, this much stress?
But it's every business person or entrepreneur, right? Whether you like it or not, right? Has to gamble something. Yeah? So whether it's you're gambling finances, or whether it's you're gambling your life, or whether you're gambling your time, there's got to be a reward at the end. And we're all working towards that reward at the end, right? So when I'm grinding for OMG right in the beginning and I'm taking out bank loans, you know, I'm doing everything because I know that there's a contract coming. Yeah. Or I know that there's money coming. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it. If I didn't know, I wouldn't have done it. Do you know what I mean? But again, in business, you have to invest. Time and money. If you don't invest time and money, your business is not going to grow. You're not going to get anywhere. Right? So if now I just sat on my ass thinking like, do you know what? It's just going to come out the sky and it's just going to fall on my lap. That's never going to happen.
No, fair.
Do you know what I'm saying? Unless I've got rich parents or whatever that is just going to give me £1 million to play around with.
Rich daddy, trust my baby.
To play around with, which it's not going to happen.
So would you say that obviously it's the belief, but with the action as well, that gets you to? Because you know, people, they tell half advice. Oh, you should do this, or you need to be organized and determined, but they don't say, how do I build up that resilience?
Well, it's you got to remember, it's your life experience. Do you know what I mean? You went uni, I didn't. Do you know what I mean? You're successful in business, so am I successful in business.
Exactly that.
You know what I'm saying? However, you're younger than me. I'm older than you. I got through here from life experience. And trials and tribulations and mistakes.
Definitely.
You've got to where you've got to through learning and education.
Both as well. Trials and tribulations. Having good people to learn from.
But then you're still educating yourself. Even if you're learning from somebody else.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Or whether you're educating yourself in a classroom or a conference room or whichever. So you have that, right? But then we still have the same determination. There's still an end goal. Right? Now, it's just the way that our learning mechanisms are. I can't be in front of the chalking board. I can't be in front of the teacher. I have to be hands-on and make a mistake and learn from that. Do you know what I mean? So many mistakes I've made. So when it came to OMG, I weren't making the same mistakes that I made in the music industry. I weren't making the same mistakes I made when I had the record label or when I had the recording studio. Do you know, or even when I had the restaurant or the takeaways, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, right, do you know what? I've got to put my heart and soul into this and believe in it for it to work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that right now OMG is, you know, stress free.
Yeah. No, nothing is stress free.
You know, but we're a lot better than we were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've got a different agenda and a different goal because we've had to adapt to the current climate situation of what the world government, England, London is going through. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a testament to life as well. You got to be adaptable. Like, if you're talking about traits that help with success, if you're not adaptable, like as you said, in terms of from when we started the organisation, even in terms of that OMG as a organisation, how it's been malleable for the circumstances, wherever it's policy, in terms of subject changes, whatever it is, it's been. Yeah, you gotta be willing to.
Yes, but it's like business is business at the end of the day, right? You have your ups, and you have your downs. You're gonna have your ups and downs all the way through. It's gonna be a roller coaster throughout however long that you have the company for. Yeah. So now the question is, what's next? What's next for you?
Boy, that is the question. The other day I messaged him and I came and saw it and he just like, and my cousin had the same reaction when I sent you the allotment stuff.
Yeah.
So we got like a allotment space that we're trying to do to encourage the community and young people about self-proficiency and correct sort of foods. The production company in terms of live events that we do, me, Ephraim and Jess and James, fragrance stuff, AF&D that was always pushing. Hopefully do some more collaborations with OMG. But you know what it is? I don't really I do like way I plan. You're gonna be like, H. This is such a H thing to say, man. But you know, when I put my plans, I do plans of all time. Does that make sense? So my plan.
Don't tell me you're talking the Matrix now.
No. He's like, oh, you're going, see on me,
if you're gonna talk Matrix, we might as well just end now and just say goodbye to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone just be logging off right now and saying,
what's he talking about? You know what I mean? All sorts of ones and zeros. But what I mean by that is like, I'm planning for of all time. So my plans are not even so much for myself, but for my grandkids, if that makes sense. So I'm putting things in place for them. So in terms of business, in terms of what I want to do in finance, like in terms of my financial structure, but business-wise, if we're talking more immediately, the reason I say that is because I feel that's a positive podcast in this. I'm trying to drop game for people in terms of how we plan really successfully. A lot of people we live just for ourselves, and just for this generation, I'm thinking about my grandkids or my kids and thinking, okay, what position can I leave them in to be slightly better than myself? So that's what drives me in terms of working. But bro, I'm just trying to make millions, man. I mean, paper chasing, like that's what it's. Alright, that's what it's about.
Well, that's what I think we're all trying to do, and also educate the younger generation that, you know, paper chasing is a life skill. You know, and everyone is chasing that for survival. Do you know what I'm saying? And when we're going down the road of survival now, it's okay, what's your needs? What do you actually really need? And then what do you want? So now you're thinking about a young person and the lifestyle that they're living. You're also thinking about, you know, what can we do as an older generation to inspire the younger generation. Do you know what I'm saying? Hence the reason why we are genuinely kind of like, you know, like good-hearted individuals. You know what I'm saying? But again, even though we're good-hearted individuals, some people do actually take piss out of it.
But we're not nice guys. That's it. There's a difference between being a good person and a nice guy, man. That saying that nice guys always finish last, sorry to the nice guys out there. It's true. You be a good person that does good things, but don't be a nice guy, bro. If you want to be a, you know what the word like, if you want, let me drop some more game on your head top. Nice is the origin of the word is a Latin word which means naive, to not know. So they say nice guys finish last. Naive, not knowing, like Donnies, they always gonna finish last. But to be a good person who does good things, that's the essence of the man I'm trying to be. Like, because as you said, people take piss, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and last message that you would want to say to the younger generation listening, what would it be?
Overall, I would say work towards getting to know yourself. That's like the best advice I can give. Like, I speak to young men in particular. I'll say just because I'm a man from a man's perspective. Like, I got to really, I don't know what it was for you as well. I got to know the kind of person I wanted to be when I hit like 25, right? And before that, I thought, I know it all, I'm going to be like this. And then I felt lost for a good number of years. I was like, where am I going? What direction? I'm not doing enough. Especially with social media as well. You see things and you're like, I don't have this. And then the pressure of, pardon me, the opposite sex, for instance, if because you're going to be thinking along those lines, probably relationship, whatever. So you might be as a young man thinking, in order to get girls, I've got to be a certain way, or I've got to be this. And same for the females, or I have to be this type of person, or have that type of way. But I would say, no, you don't. Once I got older, I just find things that fit for me in the person I am. But I only got to that stage after I started to know myself better. But I only started to know myself better later on in life. So don't focus on the materialistic things, focus on the internal things. I would say that's the best advice that I could give. And if you got a dream, now's the best time to go for it, man. At this age, at this stage, like how many different things have you gone through, or different businesses or things like that? But then at least at this stage now, you know, okay, what works, what doesn't work, what fits you, what kind of, you know what I mean, what's your strong point, what you're good at. But if you don't try, like you've done so many different things, which is super commendable. And I
think I've done so many different things in my business journey, which you've done in your entertainment journey.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
See that? So then, from the dancing to the music to entertainment to hosting to, I don't know, one day I might dabble in comedy, but my brother's blocking that section.
We've got that.
He's shutting that down. But then even before we used to play football and that as well. Semi-pro, captain of the Brentford team, gymnastics. I used to fight. I used to do all like fight as in like proper, not on the street, kickboxing and stuff. So
it's just more or less keeping focused. Any young person out there.
It's not easy though.
Yeah. No, it's not. And that's the reason why we have organisations like yours, organisations like mine, in order to keep them focused.
How do you stay focused?
I go gym, bro.
There we go. Okay. So healthy body, healthy mind. Because the reason I asked that very specifically again is because the practice, like people say, be focused, but how do you stay focused? For me, gym massively.
Like every other day in the evening after work, I have to go into the gymnasium. I have to say gymnasium. I go to the gymnasium. And then after workout, spend a good half an hour in the spa.
I was going to say, steam and sauna.
I have to because I found it helping me in the last year and a half mentally because the amount of stress that I'm going through, and that was kind of very stress relief, you know. And that's when I'm able to sleep at night, go home, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and I'm ready for the next day.
What happens if you, just generally speaking, and just for people, because some people don't really understand the points of having that stress relief. if you don't have that stress relief, what kind of things do you reckon can happen?
Breakdown.
Yeah.
A mental breakdown.
Yeah.
You'll have a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
You'll have a physical breakdown.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can have an outburst.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then you'll go into emotional breakdown. You know, and when these things start happening, they'll have a knock-on effect on career, business, education, work, relationships. Everything starts tumbling little bit by little bit by little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the more you can release your stress, the better of a lifestyle you will have and a better clean, energetic mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Cool. But anyway, on that note, I want to say thank you very much, Hayes,
It's a pleasure
for coming down.
We're coming to this again soon.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for joining us on OMG Education Positive Podcast. This is the last episode of the season. And catch us in the next one.